What's good, people? This your boy Z the Real here, and I want to say first off, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 2020-21 Tampa Bay Buccaneers for winning their second Super Bowl in their franchise history. To Bruce Arians and the rest of the organization for what they've done to win. They played very hard. They played well. They persevered. They underachieved. They did what nobody thought they could do. I, for one, I'm going to say that I was wrong. Okay, I went against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I lost. I'm 5-4 in these playoffs. But I can admit when I was wrong about them. I thought that the Chiefs was going to actually pull off a second time and Mahomes is going to finally make history. But it just wasn't meant to be, man. Brady is still here. Tom Brady is still showing everybody that he can still play. That this is still his league. And one of the reasons why I believe Tom Brady went over here and did this because he's tired of everybody writing him off. And I'm going to tell y'all now, for like the last 2 years, most of the analysts, such as Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, okay, Max Kellerman, and then we got we got Rodney Harrison, all these guys basically did not go for Tom Brady at all. Most of the media went for Lamar Jackson and Drew Brees. That's what the actual picks was. That's who everybody in the media wanted. The community wanted. They wanted New Orleans and they wanted Baltimore. They was not thinking about Tom Brady at all. Okay, so this is what y'all gotta understand. Treat this man the same respect you treat Michael Jordan. Treat this man with the same respect you treat Kobe Bryant. And I chose this picture because to let you know that Kobe Bryant, like Tom Brady, a family man. Kobe Bryant loved his daughter, Gigi. So that's the same type of love that Tom has for his youngest daughter, Vivian, as you can see. Okay, Tom Brady off camera is a man with 3 kids. He loves his sons and his daughter. He's there for his wife. Okay, he's a regular human being like the rest of us. But the disrespect for Brady is sad. And it's sad that I have to keep explaining myself. And my thing is too, man, and I'm going to cover you conspiracy theorists at the end of this video. But I want to say this, man. Tom Brady is basically the master of the quarterback position. He is the best quarterback of NFL history of all time. He is truly a GOAT. He's the greatest. He's done with Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, Troy Aikman, John Elway, the Manning brothers, Ben Roethlisberger, and even Brett Favre. Like, none of those guys ever do what this man did in the last 50 years. This man has officially won 7 Super Bowls. Him alone has more championship rings than 32 other teams. And yes, he helped New England win 6. So Brady can finally say that he did it without Belichick. Again, y'all can't say you can't say Brady cheated. He's not on the Patriots no more. This man did it on the Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers, for those of you who ain't been paying attention, because I know a lot of people who come on my YouTube channels, I'm not saying this is all of them, I'm just saying the ones who ain't subscribed. The ones who come from these other YouTubers I beef with, most of them ain't going to tell you this. But the Buccaneers for the last 17 years have been the weakest NFC South team. They have done absolutely nothing since after John Gruden left them when they beat the Raiders after that one Super Bowl. All right. This is the first time they've actually did anything since Warren Sapp, Booger McFarland. You had Rondé Barber, Simeon Rice, Michael Pittman, Keyshawn Johnson, and even Brady Johnson. And then you had Mike Tomlin as your DB coach. Since those days. It took them years. And they've went through quarterback after quarterback, from Josh Freeman to Jameis Winston. What was Mike or Matt Garcia they had over there? Even David Gerard was over there at one time. I could keep going down the line. They've had a lot of quarterbacks. They went from head coach after head coach. Right, Lovie Smith got fired over there. Coach Kuptart from Arizona State got fired. Coach after head coach after head coach. So the Buccaneers figured out they had a way to get Tom Brady. They took a gamble on it and they won. Let me explain something to you, man. Owner Brian Glazer is a multi-millionaire, right? He's the chairman. He's the co-chairman, along with Edward Glazer and Joel Glazer. So this is a family-owned team. So if you got all this money for Tom Brady, then what you need the refs to cheat for you for? I'm serious, man. Y'all need to stop blaming the referees. You can't blame the referees, and you can't say the game is rigged every time somebody like Brady wins. Why can't a person just be great? This is why I don't like these YouTube conspiracy theorists. I don't, because they have no respect for the game at all. They don't. This is Tom Brady for his 7th Super Bowl, and for his 10th Super Bowl, this dude is 7 for 9. Okay, officially. Actually, yeah, scratch that, yeah, 7 for 10. Excuse me, yeah, that's correct. He's 7 for 10. That's a record that nobody else will ever break, at least anytime soon. It's hard enough as it is winning a back-to-back, because Mahomes and Russell Wilson have just failed. Again, Brady is the only quarterback that can win a back-to-back. That tells you how good he is. Even when the Patriots didn't cheat, like when they played against the Rams, they did not cheat that Super Bowl. The only time the Brady has ever been caught cheating with his team was during Spygate in 2004 and then Deflategate 2014. But that was it. All those other times, he won it fairly. And the man does lose Super Bowls, okay? That man did lose 3. Because had he not lost 3, he would have had 9. Or he would have probably had 9 on his finger. Or that long, yeah, he would have had 10 rings. He would have all rings on his finger. But the man ain't perfect. He has lost Super Bowls. Tom Brady doesn't always make it to the Super Bowl either. Okay, last year he was not around. Last year he got put out by the Tennessee Titans. Give this man a break. I'm serious, man. It's the same thing every single year. No, I was wrong for going against Brady, and I'll admit that. I can admit when I was wrong with my prediction. But no, to give this man some break, and give this man some slack here. And this is why the Buccaneers decided to take a chance on Antonio Brown, because he's a good route rusher. He's a good route runner. Okay, the man knows how to get to the ball. Because besides Marquise Goodwin and Mike Evans, they really had nobody else that was on that level. Rob Gronkowski, that was Tom Brady's main dude. Rob Gronkowski is the Scottie Pippen to Tom Brady's Jordan. That's why he picked him up. I told y'all this before, even like last summer, even before this even happened, I told y'all this was Brady and Gronkowski's plan. Once Gronk knew that Brady's in Tampa, he went right over there. He left WWE to go join Brady. And again, Vince McMahon's company ain't got nothing to do with the NFL. It's not ran the same way. Okay? The Buccaneers almost lost. They struggled against a Washington football team that has no logo, okay, that had a third-string quarterback. They barely beat them. It was 18-16. Then going against the Saints. Now, I told y'all before, the Saints don't beat nobody. They're overly hyped. That defense can't stop nobody. They were up 20-20. The Saints had an opportunity to beat Brady, and just Drew Brees is not that dude no more. He's not that quarterback. They lost. That was a close win. They win to Green Bay, and I told y'all in that last video, Green Bay had multiple chances to win and didn't. That was Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers' fault. Aaron Rodgers got scared to take a hit. Now, when it comes to the Chiefs, they beat themselves. You can go back and look at the game. There was too many penalties on the Chiefs sideline. So if there's too many penalties, that means the Chiefs are doing something wrong. The Chiefs did not take Brady seriously at all. They thought because Brady lost to Tennessee the way he did last year, and that they're 5th seed, they can just run all over him. No. Tom Brady basically became Psycho Tom. That's his second person. He has a split personality in these games, in these playoffs. Playoff Tom Brady is not regular season Tom Brady. All right? Ain't nobody dying. Ain't no ritual. Had nothing to do with him. They ain't Buckets don't need to do a ritual. Why does Brady need to do a ritual when he's that good? This man been playing for 20 years. 21 years. 18 seasons. He doesn't need nobody to do a ritual to help him win. He doesn't need Satan to help him win. That team was stacked up. They had David. You had Whitehead. You had Sue. You had Jason Pierre-Paul. Mike Evans. The team was loaded. Offense and defensively. And yeah, I meant they didn't give Jameis Winston the same type of help. They did not believe in Jameis Winston like they believe in Tom Brady. I feel sorry for Jameis Winston because Jameis Winston could have still been a backup. But they released Jameis Winston, so I guess they can make room for Gronkowski and these other players like Leonard Fournette that they picked up. That's probably what it was. They'd rather get them a running back instead of getting another backup quarterback who was better than Blaine Gabbert. But at least Blaine Gabbert got a ring. Yeah, Blaine Gabbert did poorly in 2016 when he's with Kaepernick, but he finally say he's a champion. He can finally say he did something better than Kaepernick. He has a ring. I mean, no disrespect to Kaepernick, but that's Kaepernick's fault. But anyways, getting back on, but I digress. But no, man, and even then, I'm reading my magazine, Pro Football by Alshalon Sports. Okay, let me read to y'all what they said about the Buccaneers. Because they did not, because this is a Buccaneers team that was 7-9 last year. Right, their career record is 56-39-1. So let that sink in, y'all. Okay, look, their offense coordinator was Byron Leftwich. Todd Bowles came back to this team. Todd Bowles was in New York for a head coach's job. That didn't work out, so he came back. Their defense coordinator is Todd Bowles. I'm just reading the coaches. Right, special teams coordinator Keith Armstrong. They got Harold Goodwin as their assistant head coach. So again, they got some experience there. Right, this is a team that they not. Matter of fact, let's look at the let me look at the preview right now. Because y'all, I take notes. Right, I read my material. I don't just rely on these analysts or these YouTubers who don't watch football. They never played before. A day in their life gonna tell me what I need to be believing in when it comes to sports. Okay, I don't do that at all. Let's look at these NFL predictions. Now, in the NFC South, they had the New Orleans in first place. Tampa Bay was number 2. So the power ranks, they had Brady number 2. They did not have the NFC. They didn't have the Buccaneers as the NFC South at all. Now, the Buccaneers became a 5th seed just like they predicted. Because they knew that the Saints was going to take that division. Now, wild card weekend, this was their prediction. They say San Francisco over Green Bay. We all know San Francisco failed, but Seattle over Minnesota. Tampa Bay over Dallas. Now, they had my Cowboys in the playoffs. That failed. So they're not always right. In the divisional round, right? They had New Orleans over Seattle. Tampa Bay over San Francisco. In the NFC Championship, this was their prediction. The NFC Champion was Tampa Bay over Seattle. Tampa Bay over that. Yeah, so they had Tampa Bay over San Francisco. The Buccaneers didn't even go. So they didn't have the Saints at all, right? They had Tampa Bay over San Francisco. In the NFC Championship game, they have the Saints over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And these are actual people who are certified to write in these magazines. I told y'all, man, the whole media had Drew Brees going against Lamar Jackson. They hyped up Lamar Jackson over the last 2 years since he won MVP. They was not thinking about Tom Brady. That goes to show you. And even then, man, I'll show you the other YouTuber, Carl Blagnano, using Gematria. That man switched up twice. These guys don't know what they're talking about. They don't. These man's haters don't watch football at all, man. They in a fake reality. They just are, dude. It is just sad. Let's look at the key additions. So they had Tom Brady, they had Ron Gronkowski, Joe Haig from Minneapolis was good. That's an offensive lineman. Now let's look at the people they lost, all right? They lost Bayou Allen, went to New England. Peyton Barber went to Washington. DeMar Dotson was a free agent. Rashad Perriman went to the New York Jets, and Jameis Winston to the New Orleans Saints. But again, this team was deep. Okay? So for now on out, man, y'all need to stop it, dude. Because I just read to y'all from Alshalon Sports 2020 preview. They all had the Saints. They had Drew Brees beating Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, once again, proved how good he is. Now, Brady can finally say he's done this on both conferences. He's dominated the AFC for 20 years. Then he went to Tampa Bay on the NFC and actually went all the way off of a 5th seed. The Buccaneers almost even didn't make the playoffs because at the Cardinals in San Francisco San Francisco didn't have those injuries and Kyler Murray would have been consistent in his wins, the Buccaneers would have been out of the playoffs. They would have never made it in. That would have been the NFC West. But it's just like y'all act like this man is just ain't a human being, man. He's not satanic. He's not a devil worshiper like that. And even if that man did worship the devil, what does this have to do with the actual game? When him have to prepare a game plan, where we have to watch film and practice. Let me show y'all something, because most of you YouTubers, the ones I've been beefing with, and the people who come on my channel trying to say it's rigged every time, y'all obviously have not played. Let me show y'all something. Now, this is a playbook, okay? Now, this was Tom Landry's playbook from the 1969. This is what every team is running. Every football team from yesteryear to today, they're all running these playbooks. Right? See, Y is the widest receiver away from the strong side. 2 ends from the same side. X position. Inside receiver on the strong side. And then you have the wing. The C is the wing, right? Position. Outside receiver on the strong side. So this is what every player from the quarterback to the kicker to the safety, they all have to read these type of playbooks. This is where Brady is reading from. Okay, so the week of the Super Bowl, Brady and that team was watching game film. See, football is just not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. You got to be smart. You got to know how to beat your opponents. Look, line, numb, clincher, then zone blocking. So look at this. You got your center here. You got your receivers. You got your offensive line. You got your tight end, right? You got your wide out, right? Listen, A, when the zone blocking procedure is used, offensive linemen will be designed numerically as follows. So I want y'all to look at this. And this is Tom. I'm a Cowboy fan. This is Tom Landry. This is one of the greatest, best coaches of all time because he gave the Cowboys 2 Super Bowls in the 1970s. And this is Tom Landry who beat the Dolphins before the Dolphins went undefeated. So that onside means the side or direction of the play. Offside means the opposite side of the direction of the play. Look at that. Right? Oh, these are all plays. Running back, fullback, running back. You got the quarterback here. You got your receivers. Look at the formation. This is where everybody has to run. So I'm showing this for a reason. There is no script. This is what coaches are telling their players to run. These are the type of plays that Bruce Arians told Tom Brady to use in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. You got to have a game plan against your opponent. Look at that. 2-4 and a 3-5 are identical holes. In running 0 or 1 hole plays, the back must hit the hole directly over the center inside the leg and cut at a 45-degree angle in order to clear the block. So you're telling your offensive lineman you got to clear the block. Right? You got to make holes for the running back to run through. This is what Tom Landry used for Tony Dorsett. Look at all our defenses. Look at this. I hope y'all looking at this. Because me, I'm a student of the game. I'm somebody who actually played this sport. I played it in real life. When I was in high school, I saw my first playbook. Throughout college, you got what's called game film. They're watching their opponent. Now look at identification of defensive personnel. So like I said, you have the weak safety, you have the strong safety. This is basically much. They don't call it weak anymore. Nowadays it's a free safety, but yeah, back then is a weak safety. Again, you got the right side linebacker, you got your left side linebacker, and it's your middle linebacker. Then you have your defensive. This is your defensive 7. Your left ends, your left tackles. Your right ends, your right tackles. Okay. Again, this is the offense. These are your 2 receivers, the tight end and Y. You have the quarterback, you have the halfback, you have the running back. Okay, this is what a defensive formation sounds like. In the field, this is where every team is lining up in. And this is why I got on. I did that video with Madden to show you that Joke cheated because he doesn't know how to. He doesn't understand football. The man don't understand what he was doing. That man was playing Madden not the way it's not supposed to be played. You're not supposed to have these linemen can't line up at receiver like that. You're not supposed to have extra. You're not supposed to have like 5, 6 receivers be offensive linemen. That's illegal. So again, I'm just showing y'all this to let y'all know that I study the game. Okay, every athlete, no matter which sport they in, they gotta use a playbook such as this, where it's telling you all these instructions, and you gotta study it. See, most of these YouTubers who tell you that sports is scripted and fake, and that when somebody dies as a ritual, they've never seen none of this. They're not gonna tell you about this because they never seen this a day in their life. They never been inside no film room at all. They never basically fellowship amongst other athletes. They don't know what they're talking about because their minds is on negativity. Okay, they want to tie it into 9/11. What does 9/11 got to do with somebody having to win a game? Okay, nobody wants to keep being reminded of 9/11. I was low down. 9/11 was very bad. I don't want to be reminded of 9/11 every time somebody like Tom Brady has to win a championship. That has nothing to do with him at all. And look, they even have names for it. Look, Wanda. That means this is what people are calling it. Wanda, Sarah, Meg, Mike, Willie. This is what players are doing when they're out there, right? So when somebody says Wanda, the corner linebacker is telling exchanging with the weak side. These are what players are calling out. Look at Tom Dudette, Skin. Okay, this is what quarterbacks are doing. No, so this is what people are calling. These are formation shifts. This is like, for example, for those who do watch WWE, you watched The Shield, when a music video come out and say Echo Primo Delta, right? Those are code word names. That's how people are doing out on the football field. These middle linebackers such as, for example,